Good day, learners! So I am your teacher for today, and I am Miss Jessamine Janoki. And our topic for today is all about validity. And here is our learning objectives. First, define validity and its type. Second, analyze example of classroom assessment items in terms of validity. Appreciate the importance of validity in making fair and meaningful assessment. And today, our focus will be on the types of validity, which are the content, phase, construct, and criterion validity. This will help us understand what to learn, how to use what we've learned, and how teachers check our progress. Now lend me your ears and eyes, for we will begin in our discussion. First is the content validity. It refers to how well a test or questionnaire or assessment measures the entire range of the concept or skill it is intended to evaluate. In simpler terms, it checks whether the test items fully represent the subject matter. For example, if the topic is part of speech, then your test should include items of nouns, verbs, adjectives, and etc. What do you think happens if the test only asks about nouns? Right, it becomes less valid because not all topics are covered. Second is construct validity. It refers to how well a test or instrument actually measures the theoretical concept or construct it is intended to measure. In other words, it means the test genuinely measures the abstract concept like motivation, anxiety, or creativity it was designed to measure. Example, a reading comprehension test should actually measure comprehension, not just vocabulary. So if a reading test is full of vocabulary definitions, is it valid? Right, no, because it only measures vocabulary, not comprehension. Third is criterion validity. It refers to how well the results of a test or assessment correlate with an external standard or criterion. Something that is already known to measure the same skill, ability, or behavior. In other words, it is about whether a test results are consistent with an external measure or can accurately predict future outcomes. For example, a test for our teacher readiness should predict how well someone will perform in teaching practice. So we have two types of criterion validity. First is the concurrent validity. It is the test results are compared with the criterion measured at the same time. So for example, a new reading comprehension test is given to students and their scores are compared with their current grades and in reading class. If both scores are highly similar, the test has strong concurrent validity. Second type of criterion validity is the predictive validity. The test results are used to predict future performance. So example, an entrance exam for college should predict how students will perform in college later. If the students with high exam score also perform well academically in the future, the test has good predictive validity. So why do you think criterion validity is important? Very good. Because it tells us if the test really predicts real-world performance. And last is the phase validity. This type of validity refers to how a test appears to measure what it intends to measure. It is based on judgment of how students, teachers, or other people perceive the test. Even if it's not measured statistically, it affects test acceptance and motivation. In other words, phase validity is about appearance, whether the test looks valid and reasonable to those taking or reviewing it. Example, if reading comprehension test only asks vocabulary definitions, it doesn't look like it measures comprehension, so it has low validity, phase validity. So why is phase validity important even if it's not technical? Alright, very good. It helps ensure the test is believable and accepted by those who take it. So now let's have our brief recapitulation to our topic. First is the content validity. Ensure the test items cover all the learning objectives. Second, construct validity. Ensure the test measures the correct concept or skill. Third is the criterion validity. Checks if the test results relate to real-world performance. And last is the phase validity. Make sure the test looks fair and relevant to the learners. And now we are done with our discussion about validity. Your attention and participation are greatly appreciated. Let's continue creating tests that are reliable, valid, and purposeful. So I have some key takeaway. A valid test is one that truly measures what it claims to measure. Ensuring validity means ensuring fairness, accuracy, and meaningful result. Thank you and have a good day, learners.